welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And greetings, blessings, salutations, and love. Once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott, and I am just filled with excitement for the possibilities that may be shared today. I've spent some time imagining the right words and the right people and the right time all coming together, and maybe miracles of transformation might be realized just through sharing some simple understandings today. As a complicated way of saying I'm excited. And thank you, brothers and sisters, sincerely. Thank you to all of you who have already stopped in, including the haters, those who want me to follow the rules, want me to follow the guidelines, want me to offer proper information and value. Thank you to all of you who are joining in sincerely. I am truly filled with inspiration, love, and excitement today. And I will be dropping the link soon. Okay, please, thank you. Thank you for your patience. Give me just a couple of minutes and I'll drop the link and then we'll open things up. Today, the idea of faith, because I've been practicing some of these things, and here, let's address the thumbnail. I mean, no sacrilege whatsoever. Having a little fun today with the imagery, but truly choose love, brothers and sisters. That's me. And I try to follow the way of the perfected one, and I had some ideas on that again today, which I'll get to in just a moment. Excuse me. So the message I shared on the Instagram and other is inner peace, which is what faith offers us. Faith and love and trust, all those good things, they go together. And the reward for faith is a peace beyond understanding that you carry with you until you put it away, until you put it aside. So inner peace is known through the power of love. Love overcomes. Love's not limited by space or time. Love is powerful. So inner peace is known through that power, the power of love. The only separation from love within you, it's found in a thought. The thoughts and the opinions and the memories and the judgment and all the confusion, it prevents us from knowing peace and love and true joy in our hearts. I'm speaking from experience. So what I wanted to try and offer simply, really, truly, to walk with faith, retrain yourself, right? Take advantage of the fact that your mind can change. You have the ability to create different habits and different ways from the past. It's all within us, the power to do everything. If you take advantage of the fact your mind can be molded, it's neuroplasticity is the term I understand. Physical science proves a lot of these things that I'm talking about, but what it comes down to, we live in a world of confusion where secrets and lies have become normal and enabled. And the result of that, there's families that keep these deep, dark secrets about what happened and what they did. And those the darkness of the past has created what we're experiencing today. So I want you, whoever you are that's tuning in today in the here and now, whether it's live or later, in your present time, realize your goal is to know faith within you. And the way to truly have faith and love is to have care without worry. I realized I had people who loved me deeply, and I can only imagine their thoughts, what they thought when they saw me drinking all the time. I know they loved me, and I loved them so much, but I worried all the time. And my drinking was to escape my worry, and my worry blinded me from all the blessings I had. My son. Praise God. For the God that allows us the breath of life, allows us to know today. That God is the God of love. The only thing that separates us from love, the only thing that separates us from uniting individually, becoming whole as individuals, it's our thoughts. Our thoughts, people allow their thoughts to keep us divided and unavailable to each other. Our thoughts, our denial gets enabled by people, good-hearted people who don't know better, doing what they were taught. We have a lot of enablers in this world, but here's something that I've been learning in my own life experience. I believe there's a subconscious expectation for perfection within and for around all of us. I don't think I'm different. I really don't. That's the way of what Jesus showed, was to be perfect with word and deed and faith, and he was. And I do strive to be, which is where the fun with the imagery is coming in. You know, I pray that until his return, the light of God be truly lived and shown through me. Because what I realized, life is more difficult when we get in our own ways. And the way we get in our own way is by giving away our trust, denying our trust. And we lose trust in ourselves when we're not honest about what we can do, what we can accomplish. And brothers and sisters, today, I actually I've got a lot of ideas and things to talk about, but let me go ahead and open this up. Faith. If you can practice and develop a new practice for yourself to walk through the day, growing in your love, growing in your appreciation, caring about everything that's around you, everyone who's around you through the moments of the day. But if you can care deeply but not worry, God's got it all under control. You can trust in that. I do. I had to convince myself of that, but when you really stop and think about it, there's so much we don't know, like the visible light, or the light spectrum that's visible for us to be able to perceive in the energies that surround us. We don't see but a little bit. We sense. We've got these incredible senses in the design of the biology, how we work, all the chemicals and electrical and magnetics and all the compressions, the torques, and God, the human body is it's freaking amazingly complicated. It's so complex. And yet every one of us carries around this complex, divinely created natural organism. We carry it around all the time and we don't care about it. I didn't. Actually, let me not say that, because I know there's a lot of people who do care about their bodies. I was not one of those. But in my own path, I'm kind of bouncing topics a little bit here, but I mentioned I have a theory that in the subconscious parts of us, there is an expectation for perfection that wants to be realized. It doesn't want to be denied. And the only way we deny perfection from ourselves, it's with our excuses and our blame. You know, we are imperfect, but when we repent and we learn and grow, I mean, you only make a mistake in an instant, or you learn of a mistake in an instant. How long you carry the mistake with you is up to you and God. My own path brought me to where I am. I don't know the path for others, but I invite you to really invite God into your life, the thoughts of God. The time you're spending with one is with the amount of time in your head. So if you allow the idea of God, prayer, and I invite you to turn to Jesus. I mean, there's something about that. Every path is different. I don't know. The point is to realize the unconditional love and the divine faith that's already within you. If you can feel the peace and the stillness in the moment with the silence of your mind, your heart is open, and your intuition, the energies of life rather than just the fact and the form, you can allow the energies to become a greater part of your experience. If you can find and develop faith in higher powers, faith in the perfection of the order, it's the signs are obvious. The perfection is obvious. And yet our role here is to bring improvement. The world we were born into on this timeline, it's got a lot of room for improvement, particularly in the leadership department. We've got the beasts of rule that were prophesized. They're like corporations, governments, the states. Everyone's obeying their rules. They're not honoring the rules of love thy neighbor. We've reached an age in the overall development of our civilizations as people. We're connected all around the world. We've overcome space and time through technology in the physical realm. So let's start expanding our awareness, our knowing into the spiritual, energetic realm. It's time, brothers and sisters. Any day now, any day now. Only the Father knows the day and the hour, so they say. But any day now, things change every single day. So please, brothers and sisters, join me. Join me in your own walk of life from today forward with the faith and power that you can, and the knowing that you can forgive, you have been forgiven. Your purpose here on earth is to love life, create the perfect life for you with what you've been given. You've been given the world and everything in it. All of the answers, all of the solutions for you and me, they're out there. It's just a matter of aligning our intentions and purpose with God's will, right? This is with the game I've been playing for a while now, and I don't think I'm wrong. I really don't. The practice I have been living, though, it hasn't manifested the results that people will buy into. But I consider myself a big part of the story. I am the evidence that many people have been denying in my own life. So, which ties me to maybe a helpful lesson for you. Realize we're all in this together, but at the same time, every single one of us is on our own unique and individual path of emotional and intellectual development. We get to choose a lot. The key to being able to choose properly, to really know what choice you're making, is to really pause, consider your options, consider options that might not be readily available, consider the time, consider the consequences. We've been given minds, but children really aren't taught to use their minds. Let's face it. We live in a corrupted world. What better design for the satanic principles than teach generation after generation to blindly obey authority, to follow bosses' orders without asking questions for money? Brothers and sisters, today, is this Friday, I think? Praise God. Maybe I'll go out tonight. If I go out tonight, maybe I'll do another live stream. I don't know. We'll have to see where the forces align. But hey, for those who wish to join, not a huge number here, but the panel is open. I'm feeling blessed and I'm feeling full of faith. And I invite you to share in the peace that's in my mind. If I can adequately explain what I mean, then you can carry these ideas with you. And as you carry these ideas with you, you'll face your tests, you'll receive your rewards. Others will see the difference. We can all become more gentle, more kind, more strong, more good. We can all become more good. We're all here for the same reason that Jesus was, to be honest. That's the conclusion I came to. God had faith in us, created us to be alive here on earth at this time. There's a lot of civil unrest in many different nation states. There's some true humanitarian disasters. There's catastrophes. And there's a lot of people feeling all alone in this world because they are. And we are all alone in this world until we unite. The first relationship to develop that I encourage you to consider, I don't tell anyone what to do, but just makes sense to me. We all possess a common sense, but we do not share common understandings. That was a thought I had earlier about something. I lost my thought. I'm trying to retrieve it. Thank you for your patience with the pause. Hey, you know, Nicole, you're welcome to join. Margot is welcome. I haven't seen her today yet. That's an interesting question. I believe common understandings are necessary, especially if they're available. because without common understanding, we don't have honest agreement. I see too many people denying the option to understand because they want to be right. They want to prove someone wrong. But common understandings are easily available. It's just a matter of finding the right words and the right ability to communicate. But this is where my faith comes in with the higher power. If you've had problems communicating with people, do what you can. Obviously, I encourage you, don't give up trying to communicate with people you care about. But each of us is on this individual, cosmic, spiritual path, developing our consciousness and our awareness, and we're playing our roles in this human story of life at this time. There's an order and a perfection to the energies that are moving us. From my understanding and what it was said with Jesus is that the universal energies, when we unite our mind with the highest mind, may and we do have power over everything. And that is actually what we're here to realize. Speaking of, here is a hometown gentleman and one who I hope to know as a friend. Welcome, brother. How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I am truly feeling blessed.
God is good.
More and more and more, I'm realizing that God's goodness maybe I don't know that it could have a limit. How about that? I can't imagine a limit on God's goodness given everything that I've learned, seen, and experienced. I don't want to imagine a good limit on our God's goodness because our God, all we have to do, brothers and sisters, all we have to do to live like Jesus is to be humble with one another, paying attention to the present moment so that we can be one with each other and the moments that we live. We have to simply pay attention, and the way forward will, if we pay attention outside and within, love leads us through time. With the way forward through time will reveal itself. But when we're focused on past and future and distant, unrelated things, we're not paying attention to the present. And today and right now, this is where our life truly begins.
Seems fair.
It's the conclusions I came to. Hey, we got another friend too. Whoops. Yeah. Welcome, 5-speed. How you doing today, brother?
Greetings, Jack. How is everyone?
Dude, I'm truly feeling blessed.
Good, good. Haven't been around for a while. I kind of been a little soul searching myself for a little while. Ain't been, and I think it's high time that some serious questions are answered. And
How'd that work? How'd you feel?
Well, I think all of us need to ask ourselves: has our whole life's work been for the good in this world or the bad in this world? Because it can only be one or the other. One would seem to be self-serving, and the other one would be serving of others. Now, when are people going to quit beating around the bush? I can be your best friend out here, or I can be your worst damn enemy. But what you can't do is run around and slander my image and likeness of my character as I'm some individual for your entertainment out here. And I think when people start to ask themselves that, they might do a little soul searching themselves, and maybe there'll be a little silence in their own little world, and maybe they'll hear all of those children cries that were trafficked in the communities by their vote. I'm sick of the bullshit out here. Really
Folks,
am. The
Five-speed respect
cupcaking
it.
and the patty caking and all of the craziness.
Hey, I don't mean to detract. We've got another guest that's been waiting.
Hi.
Welcome, Noelle. How are you today?
Good.
Hey, let me come back to 5-speed. The frustration,
Mm-hmm.
I understand. I didn't understand exactly what you were pointing to, but the frustration of this world, I certainly understand.
Well,
But
there's
this is
good
where
people out here, and I just
here,
it troubles me to see them looping.
right? But here's where the good and bad, okay, selfish versus selfless. You are right, okay. There's no disagreement there. The signs of when someone's doing good for others and not doing good for others, it's pretty clear and obvious, right?
When we all gonna get on the same page?
Well, here's the other part. The good and bad we see, it comes from our own limited minds.
It's the man in the mirror.
Well, yes, I trust in the greatest connection, the soul, the spirit, the connection to the divine creation. I trust in that. And so, if I can trust in God's perfection, I can see the good and bad in all things. Because all things come with a balance in this form. The key is to find the good, even in the selfish deeds. Many times what I see is people are revealing their confusion, anger. Anger is an opportunity for people to reflect and learn the lessons if they're willing. Another friend, welcome, Moose.
What's going on, guys?
Well, you know, at the end of the day, that individual, whoever it may be, is the good or the bad in this world. Everybody can spin it however they want to spin it and twist it and convolute it and linguistic it and whatever they want to do. But when is everybody going to quit covering up the truth?
It
The
sounds
truth
like you
can't be
need Jack to
covered.
be your
It is
daddy,
the light.
Hey, we're in the perfect position in the present time. We're in the perfect position. We've got the answers. We've got the knowledge and the knowing of the corruption and stuff. I envision using this, take this knowledge and use our connections, and let's get it to the people who have, they're either inside the system, participating in it, so they can help educate the people around them.
Well, it's all of us,
and
Jack. It's all
what's
of us,
that?
though. It's all of us, though, Jack, isn't it? We're the ones that accept this stuff, and we say we all claiming to be Christ-like individuals, but yet we're at the end of the day, what are we doing? Are we the good in this world, or are we the bad? I'm asking a question. That's
Well,
it.
5-speed, I've asked myself that as well. I mean, after all, welcome, brother. Good to see you, Hank.
Oh, I know I'm the bad, but I also want worse than. They're stupid.
You're more good than bad, definitely from what I've experienced. And here, 5-speed, what you said, yes, I raised my hand. I was willing, and my mother signed me away when I was 17. You know, had to have permission in order to do what I wanted to do, and she supported her son. So,
But if you know, Jack, if we can't educate our kids properly and to be nobly and valiant,
we can.
And if the men and women aren't acting that way, how in the hell are they ever going to teach their children?
Well, that's exactly right. And so we got to look to the source. Why do we have so many?
The source is you, me,
Well,
Hank.
that's part of it. There's many variables involved, and this is where we've got to break
The only
these habits.
variable I can control is me, though, Jack. Just me, my take, my the value that I bring. That's all I can control. I can't control Hank. I can't control Jack. Only thing I can do is keep Hank or Jack from controlling me in my way of thinking.
I understand
Correct.
what you're saying,
Can I-
sir, but I think a deep breath is in order because you were
Well,
stressing
you
out.
you can take your deep breath all you want to, Moose.
No, I just
You
think you don't have any
listen. That's
solutions, but
that's
you're
the
worried
problem,
about it.
Moose. That's the problem out here. Everybody's always got a joke to break
No,
the
I'm being
topic that needs
serious.
to be
Take a deep
talked
breath
about.
because you're worried
It's a
about a lot
very
of
serious
stuff, but
topic
you
that
have no
nobody wants to talk
solution.
about. It's all a
Respectfully,
joke.
I love what 5-speed is saying, and I can't agree more. Just got booted from
Everything's a
different
damn
channel.
joke out here. And, if you guys would just stop and think about your actions and what you voted for, maybe you'll hear all of those kids that were trafficked in your community. Their worlds were destroyed. Their
5-speed,
lives were destroyed for your
5-speed.
ignorance.
Respectfully, you have a great message, but voting's not going to fix that. It's going to take
Well, no,
men
that's what I
being
said.
men.
I don't
The tree
vote.
of liberty, the tree of liberty needs watered, and it's not through voting.
Absolutely. Well,
If it's
and,
not
and what is that?
It's not through voting.
What is it that needs trimmed? I think it's men and women's ego where they've eased God out of their actions of
Can
their
you
character
please-
and image.
Can you two please yield? Thank you. Because you're right, but we're getting way off topic. We're talking about what things aren't. And I've been trying to do what you want to do, 5-speed. Let's discuss.
Okay.
Because what I found
what
for
is it, though?
myself.
I'll try to calm down a little bit. Moose, I enough of the jokes out here.
It's
You know
not
what I mean? This is
joking.
not
I
preschool.
care as much as you do, but I need a solution to move forward. If I don't have a solution, I don't know what the heck
The
you want me to
solution
do.
is
I'm
found
not
in
gonna
you,
stress
Moose,
over it.
Moose, and how you act. That's the
I know.
solution. Who is
I'm
Moose?
doing
Yes.
fine. I haven't done any loss injuries.
Moose.
Oh,
You're
gonna
not
start that now.
listening. You're making excuses again. Your egoic patterns of arguing and clowning. 5-speed was correct. But 5-speed, I'd like to let me calm down. I don't mean to direct.
Yeah, I'm not trying to distract, Jack, just so you know that.
I realize that. Here's what I want. I was listening to you, and what I want you to consider is your willingness to have your mind opened. Okay? Because what I heard your limits. You're stubborn and you're not going to be preached at. I got it.
I wouldn't say stubborn, Jack. Maybe frank and firm.
Yes, that is more accurate.
I can't be bought. I can't be corrupted by somebody else's thoughts that I'm going to kowtow to is that they put the time and work into themselves and they're out here cutting a bunch of jokes and children's lives are on the line. I don't think I'll bow to any of that.
Tell you what, I agree. I take a lot of what's happening in the world very seriously as well. But here's what I want you to realize, brother. We're a part of something far greater than ourselves. And where I was going with my memory of serving the military, I've committed myself, I've devoted myself to becoming more like he. Part of my repentance, my change of way, I'd like to confront what corrupted me, which is, the society. But we live in a world of denial, and only the individual, like you're saying, 5-speed, only the individual can put down their denial. And I did.
Absolutely.
When I committed myself, no more excuses, Jack, no more blame. If you want to be better, you better find forgiveness. You better find understanding. And then when I realized I had no excuses, why would I not try to find a way to get at the tables and be a part of ending wars? Why would I not try? I couldn't find a logical excuse.
The war's in the homes right now, though, Jack. Wouldn't you agree? The war's
Not in
really
my
in the
home.
home Really? I mean, that's the men and women that are running around here falling for this shit because they're all wrapped up in their self-indulgence of their imagination.
Come on here.
I mean,
Kind of agree, 5-speed, but the war is against the home. It's against the family unit.
Are
the
those
war, but
excuses?
isn't the biggest
Sound
war
like
in one's mind? Isn't the biggest war in one's mind, though?
Negative.
Yes. And
Who's
so
saying-
I don't know why we're warring. What's going on here? I was
So
talking
we only
about solution, and you brought up broken homes. How is that related to what I'm saying?
well,
It's a problem, sure.
they've been running children through the local municipalities for decades.
Right. And what I'm offering would bring some substantial, maybe even miraculous changes. That's what I'm suggesting I'm trying to do.
What I'm
Well,
suggesting,
I-
trying to do. No, 5-speed. Give me a second here. I'll jump
Okay,
off in
I
about
gotcha.
30 seconds here. What I'm suggesting, what I'm trying to do, Jack, is you want to end war and legal secrets. I'm sharing secrets that people don't know. So when you mute me every time I come on panel, it looks weird. It looks weird. Is that
complaining.
tiring?
Hey,
Does that make
hey,
you
you're
tired? Shut your
complaining.
mouth. 5-speed. Shut your mouth, tweaker.
You're complaining again.
I'm complaining.
Yeah.
Want to meet for lunch, bud?
You never
I don't
follow
want. I don't want
through.
to turn it into a crazy conversation. I mean, I just want. I just want to have a conversation, a one-on-one, and what our responsibilities are as a
Thank you.
man
Here.
and even to that higher creation. Don't you think we have an obligation to be a self-serving person or one that serves the needs?
What
of
do you
others?
feel the need is here in this stream?
Well, I think the biggest need in the world right now is love.
Okay.
And I don't see much of that out here.
Well, you're not looking. You're not looking,
Well-
5-speed. Hello, this is what I'm trying to get you to see. I put Smith in the back, okay, because I know he's already admitted on another stream that he's not of clear mind. And his egoic pattern of seeking attention, your inner being, Smith, is seeking your attention. Stop looking outwardly for your own value and go within. You've got a lot of value to share, but not in the method that you present. You have the opportunity to improve your ability to communicate just like us all. We're all unique, yet we're all the same. We're all different, yet there's nothing different. No differences actually matter other than what we allow each other to receive. And if we want to be here in a better world, all we've got to do is learn how to communicate with each other a little better, paying attention to the now.
I would agree with that.
Well, 5-speed, here, please hear me, okay? I'm suggesting that there are real life opportunities. The way to get out from the Federal Reserve and the corporate and all the confusion, there must be a disclosure. Humanity must choose to set the truth free. It's the same in the individual as it is the collective. When people start admitting their truths or stop denying their behavior, people will choose to change. But we live in a world of denial. The answers are found beyond our confusion, beyond our judgment, beyond what the past showed us is where we want to be.
If I may.
Please do.
Well, if we look at the public offering that public officials offer for your vote, just maybe if that man in the mirror, and that be all 8 billion bodies or whatever you want to call it. I'm not singling anybody out, Jack. So I tend to do that often. So please don't think I'm pinpointing to Jack and, singling you out. But oh, I lost my train of thought. Oh, that public offering that they, that vote. Well, what does the individual have to offer the world? They wouldn't need the public offering from a public official that, I mean, this lie is so simple, folks. This lie is so simple, folks. There's either, the devil's in the details. Evil is anything that distracts from good. What has distracted you from doing good today?
Nothing.
Right.
I've been good all day. I've been
Well,
one with God in my prayers, my thoughts, my love.
I'm hitting that at a deep spiritual level, though, Jack. Did I get up today fighting for what I believe in? And not fighting, because the fight's over. I forgive everybody. I'm not here to take you down. I'm hoping to inspire people.
That's what we want to focus on. We want to focus on what we can do more than what we cannot, because there's a lot of people who've convinced themselves, like you said, allegedly there's 8 billion people like us who've convinced themselves they can't bring peace to the world. Well, I hope to be evidence that we can.
I've seen a lot of death in my time.
I'm not sure what that's. Sorry.
Well, I mean, funerals and things of that sort, and, there's one thing I always saw in common was, they tend to find God right there towards the end. And I didn't want to be that person. I didn't want to be on my deathbed and asking myself, did I do enough? Because God, he put us here to fulfill his law and was to love one another. And if we can't communicate and comprehend that simple lie, if it's not in his name, it's in vain.
Okay. Not sure.
So what's our part?
We have the opportunity to bring peace to the world. It's possible. If we unite and we join together, we could very easily create a massive call to action. We could very easily create an invitation to speak with people who want to help. I've publicly said, if anyone hears, I never know who may or may not hear my words, even those right in front of me. I mean, God controls the level of understanding. So if anyone hears my words, I genuinely, truly, truly hope to find support to help me create an opportunity to speak with Donald Trump, Joe Biden, the other citizens of the American government, some mainstream media, whatever. Let's expose this bullshit and follow the way of Jesus. Lead yourself and others out of fear, out of corruption, out of disease and sickness. Lead each other out of confusion. We've got to stop enabling this nonsense of the banking system, the government system. People's lives are at stake. Let's do it. Let's get involved.
Well, I don't know about getting involved. I'm pretty heavily involved already. I just come out here and try to share some levels to try to get people to understand it. Most of what's wrong here. If the men knew what was going, if we all knew what our roles were out here, and if we're choosing a path, and if it's that faith base or whatever it is, God or whatever it is, obviously for us to continue to go forth in ignorance doesn't seem giving him too much credence, the Most High, that is. But so for that to happen, if we all knew that and we're strong on that foundation, why would there need to be a vote? The actions would far outweigh a vote. The man is in the mirror. Or woman.
Five speed. I'm going to be honest, please listen, okay? You've brought up the man in the mirror several times. You brought up the selfishness several times. Several times you've also deflected from the conversation that I've been trying to have. It appears a
Marlo!
bit selfish. Please hold on, Noah. I'm feeling unseen and unheard by you, to be honest, 5-speed.
Well,
And
I'm
I
sorry,
don't know
Jack.
what to do.
I will go, but I wasn't. I didn't come. I didn't
No, I
come.
realize.
I didn't come to get no value. I came to
know.
leave some value, hopefully for
I know.
somebody. Nope. Not everybody may. This may not resonate with, but if it touches 1, 2, 3, or 4, hey, I've served others today and not myself. But I will go, Jack, because I told you I'm not here for negativity, and I will not be a part of negativity. We can work together,
Okay.
or we don't have to. Or,
I'm sorry for the interruption. I agree. We can work
Okay.
together. I'm sorry I reflected that back. If it came out negatively, I'm sorry. I'm trying to be positive, and I wasn't positive and encouraging. I'm sorry. I could have approached it a different way. I'm figuring it out.
Thank you for that, Jack.
I
see some control in you there a little bit now, because I am not. I'm not trying to. Absolutely 100%. I'm not about negativity.
I realize that, and I love the boundaries you've set, and you're willing to stand by what you said.
Man's character is his fate. You know that.
I realize, yes. The character is what we're here to refine and improve and create. I chose to try and recreate myself into more of a likeness of the perfected one. I think it's a goal we can all honestly strive to achieve, but the understandings, it's not through fearful obedience, it's through loving service, realizing that the Father in heaven, the mother of form, the two in perfect balance bring nature into life, and we are that life that has been created to live here freely on earth today with each other. When we start getting along, we can cooperate. We can start capturing the talents and the wisdoms, the gifts that are inside of each other. But the religions taught people to fear. Authority taught people to fear. Many people were raised to be insecure for no reason. We're children of God. God is beyond definition. And God is beyond limitation. And if we want to be an image of God here on earth, which I hope that you do, because if you don't accept that fact, you're in denial. And as that, we must assume that the Father will provide us everything we need in order to improve.
Would you agree?
Go ahead.
Would you agree, Jack, that a man's character is the image and likeness of his acts? So are those in his way or the individual's way? There's no way out of this. There's no way out of this for the imagination.
Here, let's be careful. There's a difference between character and reputation. Okay? Hey, welcome back, Flo. Good to see you, brother.
Thank you.
Yeah, but 5-speed, yes. A character reveals, how someone behaves, how they treat, and their track record is included in part of that. But when we're going to look at track records and results, we should also look at the variables. Like a lot of people like to point to their bank, like Donald Trump.
I thought there was only one set of variables that's right or it's wrong.
Right and wrong is in the eye of the beholder.
Whose imagination is it serving? One or others?
Well, that's.
The man's in the mirror.
5-speed. I'm sorry to interrupt, but you reminded me. I allowed myself to get off. What I realized is it's by the grace of God that the day is created and I get to be a part of it. Crap, Jack.
Good to see you, Flo.
I let it go.
You forgot it?
Yes, I'm
Jack
sorry.
has one of his ADHD moments.
I do.
We need
Oh, well.
like music to play when Jack plays it.
You know,
I'm sure you have some. Just send it to him.
No,
I just thought of it. I don't have the song on standby.
Oh, okay. I'm surprised.
I'm looking forward to actually working with teams again. I think it would be pretty fun not to have to worry about the chat. I don't really give much attention to the chat sometimes. Today I haven't.
I've been dealing with the chat for you, Jack. You have a big mod team, and we're actually monitoring the chat like we've been doing it every day.
Thank you.
So-
I appreciate
taken
that.
care of.
Thank you. Faith. Faith is care without worry. I believe that is how we're created. That's the Creator's view on us. Deeply care, loves, and provides for all things. But the world taught us to worry, to take our loved ones as a responsibility, and then we try and control them or worry about them. Welcome back, Smith. I'm going to go ahead and mute you. Thank you. Okay, you got it. This streaming adventure, man, this is something else too. Holy cows.
Excuse me, can I talk?
Yes, Nicole, please. You've been patient. I'm sorry.
Noelle.
No.
What is that?
Her name's Noelle. At least
Jack.
on the panel.
Excuse me, Jack. Why you don't like Margot? Let's hear it. Let's have a three-way conversation with her and you and me. And yeah, we are.
Margot is welcome to join.
Margot, join, please.
Margot has been a very challenging individual in my experience. I don't dislike her. I'm just looking forward to when she changes her mind.
Who do you dislike the most out of people who pop up regularly?
It just showed up. I'm going to give it a try. Please be patient. Please be.
Hey, Jack, I'm curious about flow state blackmail.
It's got to be Smith.
He's
All
not
right,
Smitty.
I didn't get out of here fast enough, so I'm still here.
It's
I
Officer
don't
Snaps.
share panels with Snafu. I haven't for some time because striking is bullshit.
Okay.
He can come on my panel, but he's gonna get roasted.
He don't hate snaps.
Snafu needs help.
Oh, a lot of help.
It's two wings of the same.
Well,
I'll help you, Officer
Two wings of the
Snaps.
same.
You just
What-
need to reply to my email. We'll get
What
something
caliber of
scheduled.
help do you think he needs?
How do you help someone that in that state see their behavior honestly?
You
He
roast
doesn't-
them.
He what?
You roast
Anybody ever
them.
heard of
You roast them till
Hey,
they
Jack.
can feel it. The burn.
Oh. Yeah,
The
dog,
denial
yeah.
is strong.
Hey,
in him.
Jack, you ever heard of the Illuminati card game?
Yes.
You mean this one counts, Smitty?
There you go. Is that the one you mean?
Or do you mean the old version of the same game? This is the new one.
Was there a reason you asked?
What card do you want me to draw as count, Smitty? Which one? Let's get it out.
Maybe he's. I don't know what happened there. All right. Well, Smithers. Tell you what. I'm going to assume he stepped away or went away. This is so fascinating. No, back to Snafu. The denial. The just How do you convince someone to cooperate with a conversation when they have no desire to discuss the topic?
You stop trying. Like, you can't force somebody to want what you want from them.
But see, a simple conversation.
He doesn't want it.
So what?
Well, he's not going to give it to you if it's not what he wants.
He doesn't have to give anything. He's just got to stop fighting so it can be.
He wants to fight. He's probably thinking, why can't I get Jack to start fighting more? So the paradigm's the same in both directions. At some point, you got to recognize that people want what they want, and that the zebras can all suck my dick.
Every addict wants what they want, but at some point, there's a time for an intervention. If people care, they don't just keep ignoring the patterns and enabling it.
I don't care.
You're not enabling it.
Yeah. No, I don't care about Snafu at all. That's why I just ignore it.
Yeah, if he won't start dialogue with you, you just have a monologue at him. That's the only other option.
Right, yeah. Snafu would only get my attention if he paid me some money, but he doesn't have any money. So
yes, Margot, if you're tuned in, please. Snappers would like you to go over to the Strike channel. If a mod wants to share the link, feel free. That way you can go be interviewed, and you can talk about me, Margot. That'll be fucking amazing.
I'll pay to see that.
I would too. I would love to see what the imaginations of Margot and Snafu can come up with.
I would be curious to see if they can make it through any length of time without either Margot taking over as leading the conversation or Snafu and Margot ending up fighting.
Oh, they're gonna end up fighting. I'll bet money that they'll end up fighting. I'll give it how long over under. I'm gonna say no more than 2 hours before they start fighting each other. It may take a couple shows.
That's a good amount of time. But I've seen Paul and I both experienced it. Snafu is capable of having a conversation.
Who is Snafu?
He's kind of a crazy guy who runs around.
I would also watch Noelle and Snaps side by side, just a one-on-one, and see how that conversation plays out.
That could be fascinating as well. It could be.
Because both of you like to barge into conversations and talk over everybody else.
Yeah.
I earned my one-on-one with Officer Snaps. I deserve it. I'm an officer of this jurisdiction.
Hank, we know that you're the great Hank O'Flamio, but not everything's about you all the time. Just usually.
Most all the time.
Most of the time.
I'm just antagonist, and that's not all the time.
Hey, I actually believe Miss Noelle has been doing better. I think she is being more mindful, trying not to interrupt. She's been very patient with us today too. So who knows?
Well, she's multi-streaming.
Oh, that's true too. The distraction. I guess I hear that. See, this is where I could use support in the broadcasting. I don't pay attention to a lot of things.
Tim Bob, Hank's war outfit is the yellow.
Probably.
That's correct.
Yeah, red is too overt. It's too overtly of an aggressive color. That's why Hank wears the yellow, to lure you into a false sense of security, so that he can fucking rip your guts out.
Yeah, red's usually when I'm like, maybe I'm about to have a nosebleed and don't want to embarrass myself.
Smart thinking. It's a good life hack.
Hey, I want to go back to this idea that we live today and we have the opportunity to try and share education, bring forth change. I'm shooting big. And I'm inviting everyone. Let's work together. Let's find a way. All we've got to do is believe that wars can end, which they can, and people can stop fighting. And I had this in a different conversation earlier. I actually think, from a vantage point, the best way to end a fight, end a war, is for those not involved. Because the ones who are involved in battle, they're focused and they're not considering.
So what do the not involved ones do?
Well, ideally, interrupt the combat and the violence and then bring an intermediator.
They join the fight.
Well,
Yeah, let me be clear.
I'd say
Let
they
me
just
be
sit
clear.
there
I
and
wanna
wait till the
end-
place gets burnt down and we'll rebuild.
Yeah, let me be
We'll be
clear.
sitting
I
on the
want to end.
sidelines.
Let me be clear. I want to end wars. I do not want to end all combat.
okay, that's fine. But what I'm suggesting is, I think the greatest battle that we can find resolve is between the government and the citizens. And I think the way to do that is to wake up the people employed in Congress and the White House. They need to wake the fuck up. This Republican Democrat crap has got to end. The world is crumbling while they're playing this stupid BS, some menopause legislation and all of these diversions from solving any problems. Help me get in front of them, please. Help me get their attention.
I changed my mind about the snafu thing. I think if you're ever going to convince Congress to want something different than what they want, and obviously have a self-interest in wanting, a good practice would be for you to convince Snafu that he wants to not be Snafu.
I realize that.
We're the ones that have to be the change we wish to see, Jack. We can't depend on them people in government to do our work. We can't depend on that.
You're foolish to believe that I'm depending on them. What I'm suggesting is, let's work together as citizens to bring some true accountability instead of waiting for this nonsense of authority. We got to have a year-long investigation and all.
I want to end pants. Can we end pants as well?
We can discuss it when we stop fighting.
Can we end what about abortion?
I want to end pants. That's my cause, is ending pants. All pants. They got to go.
When the world starts looking at reform honestly, and we stop this nonsense of competition and fighting, competition for survival and fighting, in a world that literally keeps secrets, protects secrets and lies, it's evil. We got to confront the evil within ourselves, and the evil that corrupts us. We may not notice it, but it's in our blind spots. It's in our denial. It's in our excuses that we thought were right. And it's in the blame. There's no one to blame. There's everyone to thank. Because praise God, we get to share this time together. I've got a chance to try and work on Snafu, Flow State, but I want to be respectful to you first.
I was going to jump down anyways. Not that I feel like if I were doing the right moral thing, I would stay here just to ensure that he doesn't get the oxygen that he's so. If you and OTW and Paul quit entertaining him, he would just go fuck off. So I feel like I should stay here, but I am actually going to dip anyways. So thank you for having me up, and take it easy.
Thank you, Flow State. I appreciate you joining, man. And I get what he's saying, but here's the other side to what he said is, I've come to the realization we can only truly influence those who we experience. I pray to be a better influence again for my son at some point. And I hope to be an influence for those who may tune in. I hope to be a positive influence on the citizens in the United States government. Yes, no. Yes.
Who is Tafu? Who is that man? Who is that? I'm sorry.
I'll introduce him, but Folks tuning in, please be patient. Snafu, all I ask for is cooperation. We can respect the time together.
Jack,
Welcome.
I was cooperating. I asked a specific question. I said, why do you have this guy Flow State on your panel when Lindsay, who we all know, is saying that she is being blackmailed by Flow State with nude photos?
Snafu, this isn't a place for gossip.
That's not gossip.
You wanted to ask me why I had Flow State.
Hey, we go after
the rest of your narrative is pretty.
Noelle, can we talk? I want to talk to Noelle, not you.
Yeah.
So, Noelle, do you think that people who harm children, people who fucking are predators to women, right? Like using nude photos against women, bad people, right? You think, which is Flow State and Jack here? You think that's okay, hon? Do you approve of their bad actions? Because Jack's lying to you about his family.
Snafu.
You know.
I don't know.
Snafu.
No, it's not good, huh? It's bad.
We agree.
No. I'm talking to Noelle here. He doesn't want us to talk, Noelle. He's going to try and block us from talking. He's a Nazi. He doesn't want me to talk to the people.
Snafu. Snafu.
Hey, Jack, I'm gonna bounce because I just can't, brother. I can't.
Understand.
Take care.
Margo, please come on here, please.
Take care, Hank.
5-speed, thank you, brother.
Margo, please come here.
I'm going to bring Snafu back up under one condition, Snafu. We're going to discuss your behavior. Your behavior is the topic.
Hey, okay, we could discuss my behavior, Jack, but Noelle, remember, Margo warned you too and said Jack's a liar and bad guy. So you know how you like Margo so much? Margo's trying to tell you the same thing I am. Jack's not a good guy. He's lying to you. Think about that, Noelle. You say you want Margo. Margo has said the same thing. Jack's a liar and a bad man.
Hey,
think about what Margo said, Noelle.
I'm trying to support what you're saying. Yes, Snafu and Margo align with each other against me. So consider consider that information, Noelle. And
just know another woman is warning her that Jack's a bad guy. Margo's trying to warn you, Noelle.
Snafu, now.
Where is Margo right now? Where is she right now?
I have
She tends to stay away from bad men. Like she'll come here once in a while, but
okay.
I think that's what she warned you.
Snafu, you did what you I know you were worried for Noelle and you wanted to make sure she thinks like you. So you pointed out, you warned her that Margo agrees.
Oh, I'm sorry. She's kind of slow. She probably won't ever think like me. Not trying to be mean to you, Noelle, but again, you try and discredit what I'm about. We go after predators.
Hey,
you are a predator. Same with Flow State.
Okay, so Snafu, back to what I said. We are going to discuss your behavior now. Okay? Your behavior is the topic. Tell me how you justify your constant interruptions and accusations. What gives you that authority?
Because God doesn't like demonic, predatory, satanic, criminal pogo pedos.
Snafu, an honest question. Do you look for those things or do you look for God? Do you look for the darkness or do you look for the light? I know what I've seen you show.
Who's Tommy?
Please, Noelle. Please don't worry.
Sorry.
So, Snafu, what we focus on grows within. Please stop consuming so much negativity. Stop focusing on all the problems, dude. You got enough problems in your own experience. Life doesn't have to be this way. It doesn't have to be as hard. Hey, here's another man of peace who I know. Welcome, Mr. Pie.
What's going on?
We're having an interesting and a beautiful afternoon, and my hope is that understandings are being received. I'm hoping that different perspectives might help things realize, and maybe some patterns of the past can be broken.
Sorry, I was on the phone with attorney guy who's, are you addicted to gaming, Jack Talcott?
He is, or you are?
No, I'm just wondering. People are getting, I'm just asking. But
You're
Noelle, Jack,
Whoa,
Jack, why did you want to, let's get that back to me. Can we get back to me?
Are you telling me you did not hear what I was saying?
No, I didn't hear shit. I was on the phone.
Praise God.
Holy
time. Snafu, I encourage you to go back and listen. I'm not going to repeat myself. I don't know if that was the right choice or not. Welcome, Moose. I don't know if that's the right choice or not. We never know what is right until we reflect. All we can do is moment by moment do our best, try to consider the situation, the moment, and figure out what is best for the experience together.
Is that man?
I think so. Thank you. What help do you need to get in front of the government?
Yeah, it's a good question. Do you need a plane ticket or something?
No, I have a lot of ideas on how it could happen. I don't know how to get success in my ideas, but I need ideas on how to create that opportunity. I know that if we want to do something, we can find a way. I have my ideas, but the people who could be involved, they rejected me years ago and they don't want to give me a second chance. So I'm doing what I can. Hey, welcome, brother.
Greetings, everybody.
How are you today? Your audio's a bit soft.
Well, here, let me turn it up.
All right. Thank you, my friend.
Is that better?
Yeah. Welcome.
Hey.
Did you have something or?
Well, faith. Faith equals care without worry. I agree that it comes with care because you have to care about doing something. You have to have the faith to go through it. But the worry part is always going to be there. That's what faith is about. So it's not about the worry. It's more about being able to overcome that and get through whatever you're going through. That's the faith. The ability to go through all of those things that will make you worry. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Just faith in your strength, but please, the worry, I found in myself, I carried a lot of worries that were actually unnecessary. And so I've been developing the practice of when I recognize a problem, when I feel that negative in me or the worry, I check in with my thoughts to try and divert it, to change it into a solution or into a silver lining.
And I can accept that because that kind of goes to the aspect of different levels of worry. So when it's like going through a bankruptcy 7 times like Trump. Do you think if they threaten him with bankruptcy that he's really going to worry too much anymore?
Nope.
As opposed to the guy that's going through bankruptcy the first time? It's different levels. So in that I can understand.
That's exactly true. And that's part of this life that we often forget. We never know how we'll actually act or react until placed into a situation. And this life will bring us, at least in my experience, it will bring us experiences to
Marco.
to help you figure out who you are.
Hey, Jack, the Keystone Cop Crew is restreaming this on their channel. So I just say hi to the Keystone Cop Crew.
Thank you. Yes, please, for those tuning in on whatever live stream, swing on over, give a subscription, a share. We're in this life together, and the goal here is to create a better world.
Where the hell?
Snafu, Snafu loses a lot of channels, so we just address them all as Keystone Cop Crew. The guy who just came on and writing about Jack doing stuff he didn't have any evidence of Jack doing.
Yeah.
With the whiny voice.
So I have a question. What
Zebra Boy?
What was the topic today? Can we get back to the now?
It was actually faith. Beautiful. Faith. We can only know faith and peace and comfort or fear or anger or anything right now. And it's always this moment right now. But our mind can forget, especially when I just had a different remembers. Sorry. Our mind can forget our options when we allow ourselves into dark habits of thoughts, these angry thoughts, these worried thoughts. What they do, there really does, as I understand the body, the mind and the thoughts will communicate through the heart and the nervous system, and you're pumping all these chemicals into you, and then your mind, it gains and loses clarity. We get overwhelmed with confusion if we allow ourselves to be confused. The way to overcome confusion and bad habits, it's through confession. There's a reason the words in the Bible are there. It's because they work. The words of love, admission, repentance, contrition, you get rewarded in your soul, in your heart. And I kind of danced around this earlier. In this world we're living in, everything has been given to us by God. So why not? Why not be willing to give everything for God's world? I am. I think we all are, but we've been taught we've all been raised different ways. And if we can remember that simple thing, people are living at the level of consciousness that our Creator, our Father in heaven, has allowed them to achieve, to realize. Some people are here, I believe, under God's perfect order, and maybe their choice, their progression. Some people here go through a lot of pain, go through a lot of suffering, go through a lot of loss. But life overcomes. And to walk with life is to walk with love. That's the way, the truth, the light that Jesus spoke of. That's who we are.
Well,
Except
why don't we only do it when we preach?
What's that?
Can we practice this more than just for a moment? Can we stretch the moment out, into hours, into days, into a lifetime habit? Is what I'm trying to say, I guess.
Right. Moose, politely, like I said to 5-speed, I have the feeling, the sense that you and I have spent quite a bit of time together, but I feel unseen, unheard.
I know, you can't be helped. You can't fix stupid.
You're talking about you, not me.
Excuse me? Excuse me, Jack?
Yes, Noelle.
Why is that not like you? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We love Jack. It's just he's not he doesn't have the spiritual wherewithal to be a life coach leader.
I know you. Wait. hold on, Moose. I know you've convinced yourself of that and you've told others. Did you guys? Am I the only one who? I know I'm not the only one who disagrees. And Moose
Yeah,
does seek opinion.
bring him back up.
He left. I think
No, he
it was
left.
either connection or he ran because of the truth. This is what I've been facing. I've been misunderstood. I assume, based on my story, I am a storyteller because my life has been one crazy story, one story after another. And maybe I'm just like all of you, too. There's been higher powers that have carried us through life. If we really humble ourselves and become honest, we have always had what we needed. Even though we thought we didn't, even though we found lack and we found reasons to feel hurt and suffering and neglected, we have always had everything we needed. If that was not true, we wouldn't be here today. So by the grace of God, by today, in the present, realize in yourself you have the opportunity to put it down. Put the past down, put the worries aside, and recondition yourself to relax. Sincerely, when I first started transforming myself, when I started becoming transformed and finding the results and the changes, I was like, holy shit, why did I waste my life like that? Don't waste your life feeling bad. Don't waste your life feeling angry, afraid, worried. All of those emotions prevent our minds from thinking clearly. And when
Yeah,
we think, go ahead.
What is like Moose's purpose? Like he just disruptor.
He's still
Agent of
in his.
chaos.
Mhm.
He's his name should be not Moose but Weasel because he's a fucking weasel.
Margo, is she in the chat? I'm sorry.
It appears that way, and I just dropped the link, so Margo is welcome to join. You know, unless she refuses to cooperate again, but so far we've been doing pretty well today, I think. As far as people being cooperative with conversations. Knock on wood. Hope it keeps going. You know? I don't know. I do feel that, brothers and sisters, life is not meant to be a chore or a burden. Neither are responsibilities or loved ones. They're not a chore, they're not a burden, they're a gift. Life is a gift. Everything is a gift. And if you can look at everything as a gift, well, you might be aligning more with the thoughts of God. Every obstacle we face, every challenge, every challenger, every opposer is an opportunity to grow and improve. Margot, Wizard, Paul, many others, you guys all been helping me improve, and I do believe I am becoming a better man for the experience. And I have faith. I have faith that God is going to help the world realize the truth, because that's my goal.
Agree with
Hey,
that.
Jack. I did some.
What'd you do?
Yeah, I did some investigative work. Apparently, the Keystone Cop crew wants to strike both your channel and Flow State out of jealousy. They're just jealous of you and Flow State. So they don't have a case. They're just jealous of you because you can your channels last and you're monetized or something like that.
Hank, I love that you brought that up because that's a pattern I realized. Margot, you are in denial, you are welcome to join and cooperate. You're in denial about your behavior. And here's what I realized through Margot. I told you she's a wonderful teacher for me. Actually, I saw it through Snafu too. Jealousy. The human ego and the nature of this world teaches people to lash out at what they don't have, what they don't understand. It's the beast. Here's another, I believe, hopefully a friend, but welcome, JG.
Oh shit, JG.
Hey, Bowser.
I don't know what you said.
I said, hey, Bowser.
Thank you. Yes. This is another gem of wisdom. People are very good at believing and pretending. So good, they believe their own pretend. People pretend like they're in control. People pretend like they know. I used to be very guilty of that. The note I had earlier, something to consider for yourself. Consider not just your relationships, but your relationships with relationships. This experience is all about perspective, and perspective and experience brings a relationship to everything that's experienced. What's your relationship with the overall relationship of you and the world? Do you have a good relationship with you and the world? Bad one? Are you supportive of your relationship with you and the world, or are you oppressive and cruel and limiting? Because those relationships with the world, they are the relationship with the one. Does that make sense in some way?
What's the one?
The one time of experience, the one unified consciousness, the one awareness of life and the moment.
But is everybody aware of the one thing? Because I saw a lot of people being deceived over whatever that weren't aware of the same thing. So not everybody's aware of the same stuff. I say that respectfully.
Yes, you're correct. And that's the beautiful, what I've come to accept as a beautiful part of this experience together. We're sharing the same earth, but there are so many different realities being lived because everyone has different memories, different experiences, and therefore different perspectives. And this reality we share is far more bizarre than the mainstream wants you to think. Supernatural things happen all the time. The UFO phenomenon, the spiritual phenomenon, the astral and telepathic, the kinetic energies. The powers of the human are amazing. And this experience of life is a gift. We're here to share it. We're here to create it together. And I trust as we unite, and I'm not alone, we are a part of a lot of other groups that are talking about what can we do? How can we do more? And I think it's happening. This world is changing. People can just, I don't give a shit what the excuse is anymore. I really don't. I try to be compassionate. I try to be patient. I try to be understanding and all the good things, but denial is unhealthy.
I agree. The world is changing. It's a new normal. They're making a new normal. They're not building it back better, though. They're building it back worse. That's what they're doing. I don't know why that's funny to Hank, though, but I'd love to hear why that's funny.
Maybe he was laughing about the comments.
Or maybe. Or maybe he hates the truth, but go ahead.
Or maybe you don't have to jump to such negative conclusions. And maybe, Smith, maybe we can start talking about what can we do.
Hey, Count Smitty, I'm going to tell you what I was laughing about. I'm doing my job as moderator. I'm monitoring the Keystone Cop crew, but they're trying to strike Jack's channel.
Right
You
on, bro.
want
That's
Jack's
called
channel to
life
stay up?
accomplishments. Being a moderator on YouTube. That's life accomplishments.
Smith.
Hashtag life
Smith.
goals.
Answer my question, or you're listening to me.
Right.
No, I usually don't.
Right.
Okay,
Smith.
I don't think he can do his job as moderator, Jack. I don't think he's doing his job.
Hank, I realize that. Thank you for what you were doing. And Smith, you asked a question. Hank answered it. You're showing your own patterns of denial and ignorance by refusing to consider what the moment offered to you to consider.
I'm just not trusting somebody with low discernment who took the jab. That's what I'm saying, Jack. Don't live with fear. And you booted me last time I said that.
Well,
that's living with fear. That's trusting the government, which is what we should all be against. We should all be against trusting what the government says. Right, Hank?
Smith.
Because they lie.
Smith, let's discuss your behavior now, since you want to bring your behavior.
Okay, let's have Jack versus Smith, or you can backstage me like you normally do. Or we can meet on Division and wherever you want to meet, bro. Let's have this talk, or you can backstage me, and you can push your narrative. Or I can buy a better computer because I have the money, but I don't want to give my money to China, and I can start the live stream and fight all the narratives after working my 55-hour week.
You can.
I don't give a fuck.
Right. You don't give a fuck. You're wasting your life. That's what it was.
See, this is like when Cynthia was moderating. I'm gonna be honest with you, Jack.
This is praise God, man. The denial. The denial. I don't know what to do.
I think Smith, I think he's foobar, and Jack, you're talking about getting better, not living in denialism. I think for Smith, it's too far gone.
He's not. Here's the thing about denial. God determines when we're done, but we get to seek help when we admit we have a problem. But so many arrogant asshats like to think they have no problem and they can't learn anything from me, like Smith.
I think I can learn from you. That's why I came back.
Once you admit that you have some problems and you start confessing what you've done.
Well, you're not a priest.
Moose, you're like the most disingenuous dude ever.
Yep.
It's a beauty.
Moose.
You're so it's true, dude.
It's laughable that you think you're different, but you are literally an inauthentic. You're not part of the corporate. You're part of the inauthentic denial males.
I mean, but you're sitting here trying to grift off the people by being a fake guru.
That's your narrative, and you've been wrong for a long time about me, Moose.
You're right. I am wrong.
And so what should one do when they finally recognize that they're wrong?
No, he's not. He's disingenuous about being wrong.
I know. That's why I'm asking him to see where he's really at, because he's shown he can't be trusted by words. So what
he can't
do
be trusted.
you do?
Like, his name should be Weasel, not Moose. It's a fucking weasel.
He can change as soon as he admits and follows through with what claiming I was wrong. Well, you've said many specific things, Moose. So when you choose to identify what you clearly did wrong, and maybe you can realize why you might have been wrong, you know what to do. You know how to come correct. I saw you lick Paul's boots.
Moose is still young.
I know. It's time for him to grow up, dude.
I understand that, and I explained to him that there comes a time in life where everybody's got to clean up their messes. Even when you bring something good to the table, you're the host. You end up having to clean up the mess. Okay.
Sure.
So beware of what you create. Beware of what you put out there, and just know that sometimes you end up having to clean up really big messes, and it's not
All right.
because you're feeding somebody dinner.
Agreed. The
That's fair.
messes are going to be determined by the respect of the guests, in
Can you
part.
believe that anybody out of anybody, Wizard would be the one that brings people together? I mean,
No, it's not me.
that was
Don't
pretty
quit
wild.
doing that, folks. Quit doing that. All glory goes to him, and I'm only doing my best.
No,
Yep.
I'm being serious. You actually made a really valid point, Jack. You're making a valid point. I think Mr. Pie he's
What are you
over
going
it.
to do with these valid points that you found approval for? I'm not looking for your approval. I'm looking for you to change, Moose. What are you going to do with what you've been learning?
Well, once you tell me how we're going to get you to speak to the government, we're going to get you there.
My success isn't related to you changing, which was the topic of the conversation. See, you're
What's the
deflecting.
point?
I'm not sure if it's a me problem though. That's the issue
That-
here.
Well, Moose,
So that's the
see,
point.
the Moose,
He's
the problem between.
disingenuous,
Yeah.
facetious. Like,
Thank you, Jeff.
And you're jealous, Jeff. You're just jealous. You're a
jealous of
Moose,
what?
Moose, you're not listening.
Oh, sorry, Jack. I'll get back on track.
Well, you're proving Jeff's words. This is the ironic thing. And brothers and sisters, this is what we're dealing with. This is the pattern of the egoic denial that wants to play some stupid game rather than humbling itself to the truth so that the knowledge can grow until you consider what life brings forth, which includes, Moose, people who care about you, who are telling you do better.
Okay, I'll consider that if you let me say one thing. Okay, so you got people here who are doing the opposite of that, right? They want to come together and hang out with you to condemn others, to roast others and get that punishment out. Mr. Pie, I'm sorry that you're upset. You're disenchanted.
You're
Our
deflecting,
love was
Moose.
never meant to
Moose,
be
what are
this
you
way.
doing,
Let's
dude?
leave it
You're
there for real.
deflecting. Tell you what,
Um,
I learned this. I learned this from what? Paul experienced this earlier with someone else.
Well, no. I want to respond to his little bitch ass.
Yeah, all right. I'm
If I can.
sorry. All
No,
right.
no, it's your show, Jack. I'm sorry.
Please. Go
But
ahead, Jeff.
Moose,
Go
dude,
ahead, Jeff. You
we've
can't
seen
fake
you for like
stupid. I mean, I've seen Jack for 2 years now.
Moose. I've seen you for a year and a half. You play every side. You manipulate. You go on one side. You go talk shit on your channel, all these other channels. You're a coward, dude. You're literally like a snake, a weasel. You have no backbone, bro. I'll tell you to your face. You're fucking. I'm gonna be producer, get money here, do this and this, and then when Paul tells you something, and then you go cry to your wife. You're like the biggest bitch I've ever seen, ever, on the internet, and you're like 4'11", and you're just. What is your deal, dude? Why don't you just go do your thing and leave everybody fucking alone? Because you're just an agent of chaos, but a snake. It's like even worse because he's like a little weasel and he thinks
Yes,
he's smarter than everybody, but he's not. He's
Mr.
not.
Pie.
Everyone sees through it. My
Mr.
bad.
Hey,
Pie.
Mr. Pie, where's my bitch rating? I'm a lizard, and I play just my side.
Wait, hold on,
No,
hold
I
on.
mean,
I wanted to stay on topic. Moose left when I put him to the back. I put him to the back because you weren't able to speak. He wasn't able to listen. And he's clearly demonstrating patterns of denial, denying himself the opportunity to consider what life is bringing. Here. I'm not sure what's going on, but I'll make an assumption.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No worries. I'll let you get it straightened out. Maybe I moved you too soon. I muted you, Noelle.
Okay, sorry, I'm on my computer.
I see that. Thank you. Hey, here's the wonderful thing, though. Oh, Mr. Pie, I wanted to thank you. Thank you for speaking the truth about what was being a shared experience. Thank you. I tried being nice. I've tried being kind. I've tried yelling at him. Nothing has worked. So
This is why I've actually, like, me and JG went at it for one time, but that's why I appreciate JG, because he's a skater. He's real. Like, we did karaoke together. We're good. JG's just gonna say whatever the fuck he wants to say. Hank does too. I don't think he's not I mean, we should just, I don't know. This is such a weird fucking dynamic, Jack. I don't
Jeff, it is a weird dynamic. Praise God. The diversity of characters that have come together, all of us. I see everyone with a big heart. I know the people who have tuned in, people who join, especially on these panels. These people care. Now, the good and downside to this environment is people reveal their confusion and spread their confusion as well. Brothers and sisters, we're all tested every single day. The truth is all that matters. The truth refines us. The truth shows us. Are we showing the truth of who we are? Are we authentic? Are we honest? Or are we prideful, arrogant, fearful? We get to choose somewhat. I don't know where the choices actually do come in. I know when ideas come into my own mind, I get to choose from those, I think. But it could be predestined. Who knows what is happening? But we don't need to be so upset, so disruptive with one another.
I agree.
Any thoughts? Thank you. I'm wondering, I actually think maybe it might be time to wrap it up. Unless you guys got ideas. Things you
No,
want
I'm
to do.
good.
Hank, thank you for joining, brother. I always appreciate you and the light you bring.
Yep.
I was hoping my cousin was gonna come, but
I was too.
dang it.
He,
But hey, he was like high energy earlier today, so it could have been even more high energy
hey,
later today.
that's all right. Jeff, thank you for joining. Or
Love you, Jeff.
JG, love you too, brother. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Noelle, JG?
Yeah, I actually came on here to try to get in a conversation, say some shit, but it's just chaos. Yeah, awkward, right?
It happens at times. If thoughts come up, I don't know. You're welcome back to you're welcome to return, and maybe we'll do a better job next time. That's my hope. All we can do is keep growing, keep trying to improve, keep trying to do better. That's what I'm doing, and I invite everyone to join me on your own path and create a path, a purpose of self-development, growing the relationship with the self within the mind, the heart, and then growing in the relationship with the present moment, knowing everything can work out. Because everything does, one way or another. Everything works out, good or
But
bad. It's something.
you gotta have faith in yourself. I think people put faith in too many areas where you don't need to have faith. You gotta have faith in yourself. That's like the main. That's how you gotta be.
JG,
And
thank you.
and that's where the denialism comes in. You know,
Yep.
like, oh, you know, people get caught up. thinking, oh yeah, I should have faith in this and I have faith in this, and
People have faith in their fears more than their ability to solve. People have faith in their imagined outcomes or consequences more than the present moment.
yeah, then reality. And there's a cognitive dissonance, Oh, let's have faith in this propaganda. A lot of people can't see through it. I'm getting out of here. I'm gonna go kill myself. I'll see you guys.
Love you, JG. I trust we'll see each other again. Wizard?
Jack,
Well,
yep. Jack, I mentioned earlier about that bringing a meal to the table and still having a mess to clean up because you're the host. And not all the times is it a mess that you clean up from a meal. See, we all bring children into this life. And we got on the topic last night about children and sexually transmitted diseases and this and that. And, I had an aspect in my life where I lost my boy. And I couldn't breathe the breath of life back into it. And that made me question. And this is the mess that I'm still cleaning up today. If I am a breath of God, therefore an act of God, why couldn't I breathe that very breath into my son again? So when we think about this stuff, again, I urge you to think about the mess you might have to clean up. They're not so nice sometimes.
trust that God doesn't place anything upon you that you cannot overcome. And the loss of, that experience, that'll definitely change someone. But I have trust and faith. If you look, there's reasons. By that loss, your life took a substantially different turn, I am sure. And that turn brought you here today. And I'm grateful for you here today. And I'm sorry for the pain and the suffering of the past. But brother, I want to remind you, faith is yours.
Oh, yeah. All glory goes to him.
Amen, brother.
So be blessed, everybody.
Amen. Amen. Thank you. Noelle, thoughts from you? Do you have anything? I'm going to thank you for joining. I'm going to swap you out, and we will give this.
Whoa, I wasn't trying to get on camera there. Hometown, not rival. We're not rivals, Jack.
I agree. I hope we can become friends, honestly. But
those who are not against us are for us. Have you heard that one before?
I just came across that recently, and yes, that is so true. Those who are not against me, they are for me. I trust that in my heart. I was actually going to bring that up. Thank you, Smith.
Yeah. So here's an interesting one I found from my homeboy Dr. Savage, because I'm not somebody who not put something out there without credit. But Ecclesiastes 7:27. I don't do gematria. No shade to those people. I've thrown shade in the past. No shade. But if you look at Ecclesiastes 7:27, look, says the teacher, I add one thing to another to discover the scheme of things. What does that mean? Has God numbered our days? He most definitely has. I'm not going to give you all the scriptures. I can back it up. He's numbered our days. He has. They're not infinite. They are finite. And who's pushing the latest cashless? It's Finland. Finland. What does Fin mean? It means end. It means end. Because hindsight was 20/20, Jack. And what is hindsight? A hind is an end. And if you take the word Trump and you break it into two words, it's T and then rump. And T is 20 and rump is end. I know this is too much. I'd love to meet with you. This is what I would do. This is what's probably driven my mom insane. This is why my mom can't talk to my child, because she's insane. I'm like, you don't need to be a social justice warrior. There needs to be men in the world. Oh, let me take this thing out so I can see your eyes there. There we go. Because I couldn't see your eyes there. There needs to be men in the world. I'm looking for other men. That's what I'm looking for. Because what is a woman? Bullshit. People always heard, what is a woman? It's what is a man? I want to talk to you. Let's have 15 minutes. Smith and Jack. Come on, go ahead. I'll mute up.
No, not here and now.
Oh, okay.
I said I was ready to wrap up. You're not going to come in and take over. I appreciate
No.
the offer, but you've been
Nobody said take
declining and
over.
avoiding me.
Nobody said take over. So
I
get
know.
ready
I
to
know.
stream and let's talk
Sorry.
backstage before we meet in person. I'm not trying to Tinder with some dude I just met. Come on, bro.
Whatever, dude. You know what? You've been
Whatever,
such a
bro.
relief.
Whatever.
Brothers and sisters, thank you all who joined the panel, joined the chat, joined the stream, whether it's in the present moment or in the later moments. Thank you. We're here sharing our life force energy. It's not our life force energy, it's the life force energy that's been given to us to know today. Thank you. Your attention, your focus is your solution. Your attention and your focus is your own salvation. If you can't find your blind spots, you're not looking. If you can't find gratitude, you're blind. The world blinds us, literally. The worldly ways will corrupt you if you allow it. To purify yourself, make a choice. Renew, seek God for help, for the answers, because all answers, all things, all good things are given to those who seek, who make effort, who want. Every desire can be fulfilled, but a mature and free man or woman has no desires that are unfilled. You can become whole in the present. I've been practicing. Despite what the world says, despite the challenges, despite the problems, despite the past, you can know joy and freedom in your day right here, right now, if you choose. If you surrender to the facts, you can know that you are love. It's only the thoughts. It's only the thoughts that distract and interrupt the wisdom or the love from being known, from being shared, and it all happens in the present moment. So the topic of today, to know faith, faith and love, those two, they go together. If you don't have faith in your partner, if you don't have faith in your child, do you love? Child is a tough one. I misspoke there. Faith. Have faith in the greatest expression of you that is you, and stop denying the greatest expression of you from coming forth. Unite yourself with the greatest expression of you, because the greatest expression of you is an aspect of God. And through God, the answers are there, but you got to find your own way past your own confusion. I'm willing to help those who want help. I'm willing to be patient with those who don't seem to want my help. But if you're interested in connecting, if you're interested in joining with me, let's get creative. Let's find a way to get these answers of peace, the inspirations, the ideas of peace and reform. Let's get that seriously into discussion in the mainstream, in the world, and let's see what we can do together. Brothers and sisters, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you again for tuning in. Please do today's support with the algorithm, the like, the follow, the subscribe. Share with someone you think might have interest, and I appreciate you. Walk with love for the rest of the day, and remind yourself tomorrow it starts again. This life starts today. Thank you again, brothers and sisters. Choose love, peace for everyone, and live without fear. God bless us all. I seriously don't know why I keep doing that.
What up, Jack?
Welcome. Thank you for sticking around.
No, I always stick around.
Oh, wait, whoa. Somehow it didn't end.
Whoa.